Uko aje? Uko chonjo? Uko best? Ni story ilianze around May, but nimekuwa nikisongesha. Acha nianze next week. Si nianze date first. Leo ni Thursday. Si nianze tu Monday. Monday ni date 29 of the month. Si ngoje tu nianze date first. Just do it. Just do it. We are here doing Mics and Voices experience. This is a podcast where we'll be discussing issues every Wednesday. Wewe kuja tu hapa every Wednesday na tubonge. Tupige tu risto. Just an easy talk. Kumbe episode ishaanza. Anyway, uko aje? Uko chonjo? Uko best? Hata mimi niko bie. Kuruka. Banze ilifaniende ilifaniende event fulani man, ika bounce. Sijui ka event ndio imebounce ama mimi ndio nimeambiwa nisiende. Which is which? Event imebounce ama ni mimi ndio nimechujwa. But nevertheless nimejam kuruka man. Nilikuwa nimepanga, nimepiga pasi, nishaweka luku. Sijafurahia. Anyway, in the process of me kutafuta luku ya kuchapa ya kuenda nayo hiyo event, nipatana na nguo fulani nilibaingi around 2019. I think it's 2019, after the first term ya form 1. Hiyo holiday nilibaingi tisho fulani ilinibamba. Ilikuwa yellow hivi na iliandikwa just do it. So nikigo through manguo zangu hizi mzee nikapatana na hiyo nguo. Na ikanikumbusha a lot. Can remind the freshness of just do it. Na hivyo ndivyo nimejipata hapa kwa hii pod. Hii ni story ilianze around May, but nimekuwa nikisongesha. Acha nianze next week. Si nianze date first. Leo ni Thursday. Si nianze tu Monday. Monday ni date 29 of the month. Si ngoje tu nianze date first. Nimekuwa hivyo man, hadi nikajipata leo sijui leo ni date 20th. Mpaka nikajipata leo man. Anyway, just do it. Just do it with whatever you have. Just do it. Just start. And so I'm here. Nimekuwa nikingojea mic fulani. Friend wangu aliniambia ananiletea, but imechelewa kidogo. So nikasema nevertheless acha tu nianze, tutapata nayo mbele. Anyway, what you doing man? Una feel aje about everything, about your life, about yourself as a young person, very anxious, very eager and very energized to take this country forward. Unajua si kama youth, sisi ndio flag bearers of the next generation, and we have to do whatever it takes to build this country block by block, in whichever field, in whichever sector we are in, so that we can have a country tomorrow. That's it. There's one major problem that has been, I think this is the cancer. This is like the cancer of most of failures. I think most things fail because of this cancer, and this is nothing but procrastination. Procrastination. That's basically the genesis of our ailments of failure in terms of whichever thing we try. I've been in this game ya try to bring something different, something new. Na nimelan a lot. Back then, I think when I was in high school, acha niwape risto kidogo. Nikiwa high school, nilikuwa very ambitious about change. Nilikuwa very visionary, very strategic, very focused about change. But I didn't know which kind of change. Hii change naitaka, yes, but nitailetaje. So then, during COVID, nika learn myself, nikaona I can do public speaking. I can speak. This is something new to me. I didn't know I can until I tried. And then I found myself, this is wow. So, going back to school, I went back to school just someone who is different, very ambitious, very focused. Yes, in academics pia, lakini I was so much focused into change. Mimi nataka kuleta change. I don't want to see things going on same again. I just have my own way. I want to do my own stuff and bring change for my own self. Satisfy myself and also satisfy others. That was my real goal when I was in high school. But sikuwa najua nianze wapi na nisonge aje. So in the course of that journey, of course, getting inspired by several people, getting motivated by several people, getting counsel from several people, I developed something. I founded something. I won't name it, but it was just like a movement to people coming together, like-minded people coming together na tunashare ideas. Msee mwenye ako na ambitions in music, msee mwenye ako na ambitions maybe in poetry, in arts, na mimi niko na ambitions in public speaking. So we come together, tunachapa ideas nini, tuna put in together, and it resulted in something called ATT, Amani Transformation Talents. Bash, that is it. Amani Transformation Talent. So hii ATT ikaenda tu fiti tu, tukakuwa tunafanya 1 2 3 during the holiday, tunakam na ideas. Remember, you're not meeting physically. Msi ako kwao, mimi niko kwetu. Na by saying so, it's miles and miles away from each other. Msi ako Mombasa, msi ako Murang'a, msi ako Siaya, mimi niko Eldoret, mtu mwingine ako wapi. Na tunachapa hii works, tunachapa hii story hadi to bring together. So tukafanya hivi, tukaenda, miaka zikaenda, tukamada. During KCSE, I think it was the second last day of KCSE, we met and formed our whole executive of how we are going to work outside after high school. Because now we have all the time and pleasure. We can do anything, you know. But then we formed this, that, here, there. It was an executive around 11 members, a team of 11. Then we got out of school. Manze, hey, it was totally different. Getting out of high school, getting the real world, ilikuwa different. That is when now you face the real obstacles, the real things that may tell you, stop kidogo. You don't have this, you don't have this. Distance ndio hiyo imesonga. Kuna wasi hawana smartphone. Itakuwa a lot more hard to continue. So hii story ikaisha hivyo. Hii ATT ikakuwa tu ikaisha tu hivyo. Then I started convincing myself, manze, now hii energy yote nimeput in high school inaenda tu hivyo. Nikasema hata kana baki solo, but lazima nichape kitu. Nikaanza nene. But there is one major problem that I faced. Procrastination. Unaamka asubuhi unasema leo hii lazima ni record video. Lazima ni record speech. By evening unasema kesho haishi. Kesho unaamka late. Unajua when you don't have anything to do, you can wake up anytime. Wake up at maybe 10. Unasema nilikuwa na time jua ya asubuhi na imesonga. Kesho naweka alarm 6. Kesho ndio alarm imering 6, ukafinya simu nini ukamka 10 tena. Acha ni time jua ya jioni. Jua ya jioni umeenda play mahali ama nini. And that's how the day ends. So you keep on talking about it from December, January, February, nothing happens. Then I get to campus. And now campus is where now you find the test of everything. Everything is basically there. You find the test of everything, absolutely everything. Unajua ukiwa high school tulikuwa tunaambiwa ukienda campus utapata mademu warembo, huko ni mademu ni wengi, unatoka daro, mademu wamekushikilia huku na huku, you know. So tumeingia pale na hiyo mentality tukidhani it's just pleasure and academics. Academics kapuayo and pleasure kaliech. To mean academics kama sungura na pleasure ama enjoyment kama ndovu. As in, just much of enjoyment than even academics. But when I reach there, I find a new different approach and new different people who to some extent influence the way I think. And that is what has led to everything that I've always been doing. But procrastination Hii story, hii kitu inaua a lot of dreams. A lot of dreams. Just because you want to start perfect. There is no perfection in anything. Never. It will never be there. You will never be satisfied of perfection. And don't get into a game just because you want to be perfect. Don't get into a game to perfect. No. Get into a game to satisfy yourself. I'm here. Before me, it's a 6. On the other hand, on the opposite side, you're seeing a 9. How will I manage to influence you and convince you that it's a 6? And how will you manage to influence me that it's a 9? It will never. Basically, it will never. So, kitu si ufaa kudu ni kuroll na hiyo kitu venye imekam. Roll na hiyo story venye imekuja. And don't wait for any great opportunity or great moment for you to shine. Just shine day in, day out. Siku moja yenye utapata opportunity to shine before great people. Watataka kuona your portfolio. Watataka kuona, msee amekuwa kidu. Msee amekuwa akifanya. Msee alianza kurekod na kaduda. Akaingia kurekod na smartphone hizi za nini. Sasa ana record na sasa ako na cam. This is the real definition of growth. But when you want to start with a 4K cam, for you to define that you are doing something good, it will never come. Just start small. Because my story is fully defined by starting with whatever you have. Of course, niko kampo. Napata opportunity Maseno radio. And then, that's a local radio station, a community radio station run by the school. It acts as the practical laboratory for media students at Maseno University. Then I get a chance to go there. Then kufika pale nikapata wase wameni influence mbaya. Unapata msee ni comrade ni sekondia na anafanya story fiti sana. Anaweza fanya ka movie, ka film fiti. And I'm talking about, there's a guy, let me just mention him for credit. Miz has done one of the best that a campus student can do. He's invested in his time, in his resources, and in his friends. So mimi nakaa chini naona hao sasa wanafanya kakitu. Why not get in the game as well? Then I form a group. And we say, we are very anxious. Remember, we are first time in campus. We want to talk about stories of roommates. You know? Because you can have roommates. Na pengine ukienda kuvisit rafiki, unapata hivyo dramas za roommates. Maybe at night, you hear roommates fighting over each other or hizo story. Sasa hizo story. So I write down a script and share with a friend of mine and I analyze and I say, manze, there's a point here. Hapa kuna point. Then I'm sure tufanye aje. Ananiambia, ni ngori, point uko nayo, yes. But hatuna resources. Tutatoa wapi? Hauna cam, hauna audio source, hauna light, you know? Easy story zote, hauna props. Our actors wenye utataka, utawalipa aje, hauna do. But I tell him, you know what we're going to do with whatever you have. We have smartphones. We have natural light. We have easy lamps and lights, easy artificial lighting too. Then napita pale kwa mse rafiki yangu anaitwa Mash. By the way, big up Mash Electronics, the best electronics dealer shop in Maseno. If you are looking for the best electronics, aenda hapo. So, napitia pale kwa Mash jioni namuuliza, manze napanga kudo something na nataka lights. Akani advise. Akaniuzia ring light. So si tuko na ring light. Cheap and affordable price. Tuko na microphone ile ya kuconnect na simu. Ile ya Bluetooth microphone. And so we are good to go, man. Tuko na pia stand. I'm telling my friend, man. Sasa tuko juu. We are the next trend in this campus. We are now the Netflix of Maseno. Tulikuwa ngori. And then another challenge comes in. Tunaenda kushutia wapi manze? looking for perfect hours. Nikamshow no. Tuingie tu kwa to roll tu na room moja ya comrade. That's how it started. So hawa say wameshikilia kamera. Tulikuwa tunatumia phone moja actually, ilikuwa ya friend of mine called Terence. Nilikuwa naomba Terence, ilibidi ni shoot day. Terence akona class full day. Naomba Terence tenje, naenda kushoot nayo, anakujia jioni. By the way, your patience, Terence, it's on another level, man. How can someone give out a phone? Msee ndiye shoot nayo yeye akujia jioni na umlipi? That shows you how youths are willing to help each other outside here grow. Hizo matime yeye pia alikuwa anafanya vitu za TikTok, Terence Media, stories za kufuata stories nini na kushoot TikTok clips. So ikaenda hivyo, and then tuna shoot. Of course wenye wana act ni volunteers, wanakuja na maluku zao. Yeah. So tunaandika script, tunapiga kama episode 2 hivi na day na tunasonga. Hata tu kwa tunakula, kila mzee anakuja na food yake ama kuja na do yake aende buy lunch ama hata fruits. Kuna day tuli spend the whole day just by kwa kukula bananas tu na tukapiga shooting. So tukapiga episode 1, wenyewe wase wakapenda. I think ilienda na 400 views. Wase wakapenda nini. Kufanya tu wase wakapenda, ika nice. You know, tukafanya intro ya storyline nini venye kunaenda, wase waka nice. Because I'm saying out of the few that I'm managing to get, let's say we are reaching around 500 people by this clip. Ilikuwa inaitwa Rumi, yeah. By this clip we are reaching around 400 people. Then out of the 400 people, maybe 100 wanaipenda. So I'm calculating that if I manage to reach 1,000 people, so now unaona 1/5 of 1,000, that's a good number for us, you know. Yeah. So tunasonga. Then one day niko class, and then a friend of mine, not only a friend but one of the casts, Warumi, comes to me with a friend and tells me that this guy manzi amekuwa akitaka kumeet, just tall, fairly tall enough, you know. Ako tu mrefu kunishinda kidogo. He's just almost my body size. If there is a definition of tall, dark and handsome, then but ni mademu nafaa kujudge. Yeah. Then I'm sure tuna shoot next week kuja. Then another thing, umzena ni show simu yake. Manzi akuna the latest Samsung in town. By that time, that's 2023, around October. The latest Samsung. Nasema hii ni jackpot. Sasa, we are not only going to borrow someone's phone, but we'll have one of us shooting with his phone. The latest, with the best camera resolutions. Then day mzee amekam. Mi ndio director. Mi ndio cameraman. Mi ndio script writer. Then day mzee anakam. Nampea kam a shoot behind the scenes wakati wase wanajiva. Unaona? This guy does the best. Mzee anapanda hadi juu ya double decker, minini anashikilia kasimu, yani mpaka anasema guy, this person knows what he's doing. Then your day anaenda up kushoot. Yeye ndiye anashoot, mimi na direct, yeye ameshikilia na shoot. Natoka tu stuff fit, and that is how I met my good friend Roger Sokidi. This man, that's how we met. Then later on tukapitia hizi, unajua we are still young, we don't have any inspiration. Tuna shoot episode back in around 200 views. Tuna lose hope, manze. Tuna delete. In fact, I deleted the whole YouTube channel with over 6,000 views. There's a documentary I did about Julius Malema during that time. Walikuwa na karibia elections za South Africa. And many SNs, South Africans, wali come through kwa YouTube channel yangu kusupport mbaya. Naamka asubuhi napata views ni 6K, mpaka siamini. But then, one day I just got fed up and told Rogers, you know what? This is not what I believe I should be doing. Na nika pull out the whole YouTube channel. A lot of friends came up asking, manze, nimeenda channel, sijapata, nimeenda YouTube, sijapata channel. Nini mbaya na washo, kulikuwa na issues copyright, nini, but it hard to. Then we go back to a reset. nikakuta Rogers na I'm sure Rogers, you know what did I do? Nime pull out the whole YouTube channel. We are starting afresh. It was like an emotional moment for him, but we had to. Then we go home for the holiday. That is 2024. 2024, we go home for the holidays. It's like a new start. I start thinking, how are we going to enter the market again? Because several brands had started identifying us. Not big brands though, but just upcoming brands within our varsity. We were somewhere where they talked about campus YouTube channels. We were somewhere. But now it's all gone. Then I said, I want to build a system. But now, that same disease, procrastination, came up. Amka asubuhi, naandika storyline, nasema, haibambi, acha ni cancel, nianze kesho. Nianze next day. But then, Rogers kept on calling. Rogers and a friend called, not only a friend but also a partner in one of the, in our organization. That is Kelly. Kelly kept on telling me, Sam, there is something in you can. There is something. He kept on saying, manze, we to lead to pay to strategy. Tutaipiga. Usijali, usiworry. Just lead us with the strategy. That's when I realized there's several different people in this world. Nasika vijana tukiweza come together to build something. See a must tungoje tufike a certain age for us to build something. At any age, mse unaweza jibuild. So this guy tells me that we tupange strategy, si tutadeliver. Hii time tuko holiday, June. Na nasema manze, the voice of many people is the voice of God. And so I have to. Rogers and Kelly are enough to be the voice of many people. And then I say, oh man, we have to do this. That's how it started. And today, remember, we are here doing Mics and Voices Experience. This is a podcast where we'll be discussing issues every Wednesday. Wewe kuja tu hapa every Wednesday na tubonge. Tupige tu risto. Just an easy talk. You know? We don't follow rules. What should we do? Must we go with the traditional system? Or how can we combine both the traditional system and the modern system and come up with something great? You know? This is where we can build upcoming young CEOs. This is where we can build upcoming founders. This is where we can build each other. Young businessmen and women. This is where we can build each other. Young political leaders. You know? Visionary young professionals. By only sitting down and having a conversation, points are made and ideas born. You know? That's why it's very important at a very particular time for youths to come together and sit down. Have a talk, have a conversation. Hii idea inoko yenye niko nayo, when I keep to it in my mind, my small silly mind, it won't help you. But when we come together, na nikwambie manzi, unajua mimi nafikiria hivi man. Tukifanya hivi, itasonga hivi. Then to some extent you'll be wowed and your eyes will be wide open and you'll see your future. To some extent maybe pengine mimi pia niko hii side, niko too aligned to this side and we go too aligned to this side. When we bring this together, we find ourselves at the center. At the center. That's what we basically need to do. Because if we don't, then this disease of, let me start tomorrow. Tomorrow is end month. Let me start at the, acha nianze date 1. Date 1 inafika unasema, date 1 ni Thursday. Acha nianze Monday. Monday inafika, usikii vizuri, headache fulani kidogo, unasema, no. It can't happen today, another day. That's how we are losing it. Slowly by slowly we are aging opportunities coming and going, and responsibilities pia zinaongezeka. The more you grow, the more the responsibilities come. And there will come a time when you have very many things in your head blowing up your mind that you can't focus on something and deliver. And we all don't have to be the same. Si lazima tufanye the same thing ndio. Si lazima sisi wote tukuwe na mapodcast ndio stuff zirun. Maybe we mse maybe mimi mse wa podcast. We mse unaweza kuanga tu unanisupply some stuffs that I need for my podcasts. For example, a friend of mine called Kamau Kahuro is selling very nice watches. Very nice watches za kumbe sijavaa watch yangu. Very nice watches. I'll come with the samples so that you can have a look at them. Akinipiga watch ni ngare fiti. Mimi kuje kwa pod ni wape advice. Ama si not only advice, the host mse hapa atuchapie story yake venye kulienda. Si amechangia. And in any particular way as young people, we can always contribute to nation building. In any particular way, we can contribute to nation building. By starting up an organization that is uplifting people, that is empowering the youth, the young generation, that is teaching the young generation. That is your caucus. That is your way of uplifting wasewa young. By starting up a business that is focused on supplying the young people maybe with materials that they need for their activities. Maybe easy stuff's a podcast. We sasa umeanza kuzileta local. There was a time I really walked to so many shops just looking for a microphone to use for my podcasts and for my activities. I couldn't. Maybe we mse as a young person ukiamua ulete hizi stuffs karibu, wase waanze ku develop content creation. It is not only content creation. Maybe mse you know about, maybe you've studied law. You start having civic education classes for the young people. Mimi as a podcaster or as a founder or as a CEO or as a director or as a trainer, nikujange kwa hiyo class yako nijue how am I legally binded by whatever I'm doing and the state. How can I do it legally? How can I work legally? And how can I participate in all the legal activities of a state? How can I take part in nation building? You know, you're a young person, you're a farmer. You're a farmer, you're producing food. Lazima nipige food hapa ndio nikam. Kama ni mbese, kama ni rise, you know? So, in any particular way, see wasewa young, we can all take up the mantle and build up this state of ours. Kenya is a very beautiful country. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful, man. Very beautiful country. And we all have to build it. As a young leader, how are you going to become a visionary leader? How are you going to break from the usual beliefs and traditions that has led this country into poverty, that has led this country into so many stuffs? And it's not only about the country, the people living in it. You know, when you talk about a country, some people may perceive it as a geographical location, a geographical stuff, or as a geographical solid somewhere. But now, take out that mentality of a geographical stuff and then bring in the humanity living in it. Man, that is when you realize each and every single person has got something. And I normally tell, there's a friend of mine who reads a lot. He likes reading. And there was a day we were having an argument. We normally have arguments about philosophy, about theology. We normally talk a lot about just several things about life. Social, political, religious, you know. Na kuna day nilimshow kitu that at any given time, as a young person, you need to be doing something. At any given time, you need to be doing something. Ufai kukaa tu ati mimi niko. I'm just there waiting to go back to school. Whether you're waiting to go back to school, you may be writing your book. You may be preparing a farm. You know, you may be planning a business idea on how you will carry yourself, maybe for the next 2 years, business-wise. That is what the young people need to know. At any particular time, you need to be doing something. You just don't need to be there. And how is whatever you're doing is not the same as the things that have always been done. You know? Don't just do the same thing, same way, all the time. Sometimes just break a little and try to twist it. Try to research and look at how things ought to be done. Yeah. And if we just start it, just start, man. Just start. You don't have to be perfect. Just start. Mi hapa na bonga with no cameras, with no proper lights, but I'm here. So let's just start. Because if we start, the next morning we know where to start from better than where we started yesterday. That's it, man. Yeah. Na tujengane, tusaidiane, na with that, tasonga far. Kuna hii story yenye I think ilikuwa class 3. Time has really gone. It's 30 minutes, man. 30 minutes. And it was supposed to be, I had tukifika 35 si mbaya. Singori. Acha tumonge 35. Kwani iko nini? 35. This is Mics and Voices Experience podcast coming every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 8. Premiering at 8. So from Wednesday, 8 p.m. unaweza fika Samito Pictures YouTube channel, download the episode, just listen. You can just listen with your friends, just play it on as you cook, as you wash, you know, as you clean, or even as you rest in your bed. Yeah. So there is this, I don't know if it's a myth or something that really existed. There's this story we read in, I think it's Kiswahili book, Standard 2 or Standard 3. Standard 3 hapo. I don't know, the kind of 20, those between, let me not say the year, let me not be that so much exact. Now, in this book, there was a mythical story, I think, about an old woman who used to cry to God every day that Mungu niue, nitumie kifo, mimi nimechoka kuteseka, you know. Alikuwa ana complain sana. Anasema venye amechoka manze, hana watoi, hana food, hana msaidizi, anateseka tu nini, amechoka na life. So alikuwa anaambia God amtumie kifo, imade tu once tu na aishe. So one day akienda river, akashikwa na mamba. Akiwa river akashikwa na mamba. Na mamba ilimshika mguu wa kulia ama mguu wa kushoto, whichever. Kulia na kushoto, which one? Left, right, whichever. So mamba ikamshika mguu na akaanza screaming at the top of her voice. And remember, when she was always complaining to God, crying that anataka Mungu amtumie kifo, alikuwa anaisema publicly. So many people knew that this lady was always desiring death. Now, she's in the river. She's been caught by a crocodile. Now, she's screaming for help. Then, the villagers, of course, gathered at the riverbank. And they, one by one, they were asking themselves one question. Isn't this the same woman who's been crying all the time that God, send me death, I'm ready. Then, by good luck, brave warriors, brave men storm the river and chase away the crocodile. The crocodile lets the leg of this old woman. And then everybody goes home silent. No one wants to talk because this lady was always screaming about death. But now when death finally comes to her, she isn't ready either to face it. So, but coming back to you, we're always praying to God for so many things, or we're always crying for nature for so many things, or we're always blaming so many things for why this and this has not happened. What if that thing that you've been asking for finally comes? Will you be ready to embrace it? See you next time, man. Don't miss the next episode. Download this one. Like, click your notification button, click up subscribe, and we will, if you like it, you can crop some segment of this, share on your WhatsApp status, share on your TikTok. Nataka tumejengana, tukue my youth, very vigilant, very creative, very visionary. Until next time, I'm out. My name is Thiambo.